Hello, wonderful people of the internet. Welcome back to another episode of Simuleos. Let's see, C252 Geek Panther, Volley Tossin, Gibbous. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Gibbous says, the other day I saw a philosophy YouTuber recommend, among other resources, a journal of applied ethics, and I've been trying to read it to see if it's any good. I mean, okay, is it free? Like, is it open source? I am kind of somewhat convinced that if it's a journal, it's not open source, you know? What did you redeem? You redeemed a highlighted message. Okay, thanks for the highlighted message, C252. It's open? Cool. Right, so today I did start a lot later than I wanted to start. I actually wanted to start almost an hour and a half ago, if I'm being honest. I think. Right, so it's 4:40, and I wanted to actually start... No, actually, I wanted to start at 2 o'clock this afternoon, but I've just been super busy writing the algorithm archive, so let's just show you what I've been doing. I'm going to write out an approximate schedule for the next few days, and we'll see where we go. CD projects, algorithm archive, here. Let's just do a git book serve over there. And then we'll show you where I'm at with the chapter. I'll explain things that still need to be done. And we'll just get as far as we can today. I don't know how long today's going to be, but I'll explain that in my schedule section in just a second. So let's see, here's the algorithm archive. There. And I'm working on the computers chapter. I didn't know where to put it, so I just put it at the bottom here. Right, so this chapter obviously needs to be revised. It needs to be put forward into the algorithm archive. There's a lot of things that need to be done. So here's the chapter as it stands so far. I have to add a table, and I have to add an image, and we're going to be making the image today. And then I have to actually write most of the math parts here. For some reason, I had to refresh the page for the math to show up. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, so I have to actually finish up writing the algorithm section. So as far as writing the algorithm archive chapter is concerned, there's a few things that need to happen. One, I need to finish the images, which coincides with finishing the animations for my video. Two, I need to finish the writing. Three, I need to do revisions on the writing. Four, I need to update the actual code so it reflects what, like it actually looks clean and stuff like that. And then, on the video side, I've got to finish the animations. Again, that coincides with number one before. And then I also need to write the script, do the video recording, and do the video editing. So that's, I'm not very good at math. I think that's 8 things. But then for some reason I'm sticking my thumb out, so I'm going to guess there's 9 things. I have no idea. But the point is, there's roughly 10 things I need to get done. And it doesn't look like I can get them all done today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get as much done as I can today. And then I'm going to spread it out throughout next week. And unfortunately, this means that this video will come out on April... I'm shooting for April 4th or 5th, which is a week before Easter. So technically, it kind of works out okay. But it would have been nice had I been able to put it out this weekend. Let's see. I've only been trying to read it because I'm bad at dedicating time, even though I'm finding this article's discussion of the ethics of keeping statues of people who did bad things in public very interesting. Right, yeah, I mean, it's like Confederate stuff. Hey, Frumsy, how are you? I think you should add some H-space in year mod 19. Sure. Yep, I can do that. CD projects, Simuleos. I'm in the wrong directory already. Algorithm archive. CD into content. Oh my gosh. Content, computus. And let's go to vi-computus.md. Down here, and how do I add H space? What do I do? I guess I can just do it in the... if I add a tilde in here, that should do it. I think. See what happens. Okay. Surviving. Good, I'm glad to hear that you're surviving. I mean... Right, so my plan is for... Yeah, this should refresh, and there we go. The H space is there. Okay. Right, so, I mean, everyone knows, it's on everyone's mind, the whole coronavirus stuff. It's just happening right now, and we have to deal with it. I'm hoping that no one here has been severely affected by it. No one here has, had any of their friends or family affected by it. I'm also hoping that you guys haven't lost your jobs over it, too. I mean, there's a lot of... there's just a lot of stuff going on. Like there's market instabilities. There's, hospitals becoming overwhelmed. Yesterday morning, I spent a long time talking to my sister who's a nurse, and she's just saying it's like a war zone. She didn't say it's like a war zone, but it's apparently really bad in the hospitals right now. So I guess my point is, if you are considering, going out and spreading the virus a bit just for fun. I mean, I'm sure that's not what you're doing for fun. You're doing other things for fun. You just happen to, as a side effect, be spreading the virus. I would recommend not doing that. I would recommend staying at home and watching this stream for the next hour or so, however long we're streaming. I don't know how long we're streaming. Also, I can recommend a large number of people online that would be wonderful to watch. Like 3 Blue and Brown, Smarter Every Day. There's plenty of things that you can do inside. Just stay inside for a bit. I mean, I know that a lot of people are worried about the effects on the economy, but I don't know. I just don't know what the correct answer there is. Also, I decided to shave. I would have shaved my beard completely, but it turns out my boyfriend likes me having a beard. That was the exact situation I had with my girlfriend. I think some of my family has it. None of them are old enough, though. Not immediate family, though. That sucks, man. I hope they get through it. I mean, right, the one positive side about this is it allows for us as a group of people, like as humanity, to figure out how to deal with pandemics, because this one is not as bad as some pandemics could be, Like it's a 2% death rate isn't as bad as like a 60% death rate, you know what I'm saying? So like this is one way for us to figure out how to deal with a worldwide pandemic in case something much, much worse comes along in the future. So there's something to that, at least. From what they said, it doesn't seem like they are very sick. It seems like the amount of sickness varies wildly from person to person. Right, exactly, which is, what I was saying before. It's kind of a test drive to an awful pandemic, Okay, so I'm going to leave this as is. We're not going to talk too much about the algorithm archive much more today, except that we're making a new video and all that kind of stuff. So now I'm going to CD into project Simuleos, CD into Computus, I believe. Yep. And CD into projects. One of these days. Computus. There we go. And I'm going to open up another terminal back here just to have a GathVL script to kind of look at. So, just for fun. So we're going to make this medium. Move it. Oh, come on. Move it down here. And I'm also going to create another terminal that will be hidden from your view in a little secret location behind my face that only I can see. And I'm going to go ahead and compile. Let's see, I'm going to compile what we made last time. So I should be able to run this. That should not do what I expected. I should be able to run this. That should, also not do what I expected. So let's just go into VI Gauss Easter. Easter.jl. VI Gauss viz.cpp. There we go. And now we're going to run this. And I got to modify it slightly because, I don't know, it just wasn't saved. So let's modify this to the appropriate path. And then we'll run that and we'll show you the video that we made yesterday. Home, James, projects. Same thing over here. Home, James, projects. Okay. And we'll just copy this as is. Bam. Sorry. That over there. And then we'll modify this again to Home James Projects. Okay, run that. It should compile. And then we should be able to run Gauss visualization. That should give us a video. And if we run mpv temp video.mp4, we should see right. That's the video we made yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and close this, and I'm going to put this on loop so we can talk about it. And I'm just going to have it, I guess, just right here or something. I don't know. Just there you go. That's the video we made yesterday. Wonderful. Let me go ahead and catch up on chat here. I think it's an excuse to declare martial law. The dollar is tanking, and it's being used as a scapegoat. What do you mean by that? The death rate might not be high, but imagine how many people are going to future chronicle patients with this pandemic. No positive future for some. I'm actually not sure what you mean by that either. What do you use for Twitch chat and terminal? The thing you have on the right? From Z, that is IRSSI. Yep, we're using C++ right now. Why not you do some code review and code help stuff at Simuleos, helping people learning? Wait, what do you mean? Why not do some code review and code help stuff? I feel like I do that a lot, actually. I don't know. I feel like I spend a lot of time reviewing code, or I used to anyway. IRSSI is a good IRC client. I like it. I like it a lot. But Geek Panther, the actual answer to that is that I don't see myself as much of a programmer. I mean, yeah, I do a lot of programming, and in fact, you could say I do a lot of software development, but I don't think I'm a good developer. What I do is mainly like algorithms and stuff like that. I don't write clean code. I do my best to write clean code, don't get me wrong, but when you talk about how to write code that's integrated in a large software project, this isn't exactly what I'm good at. I can do it, and I can give people advice on how to do it. But I feel like I'm better suited teaching people algorithms and methods than I am teaching them software development practices. That's my personal opinion. I can teach the software development, but I feel like I prefer teaching more applied mathematics and such. Corona has proven to create a new generation of chronic lung patients due to damage it does to the lungs. Right. Right. I think that's true. I don't know how that's going to affect us long term. Oh, no, sorry. Can we help send some math-related programs and ask for the help? The truth is, I don't have time to do this right now, right? Like, that's what I was trying to say before as well. I have to pick my battles, and unfortunately, I just don't have time to teach a bunch of people stuff. It's just what I don't have time for that. However, people in the community are like super helpful, and a lot of times, and it's my job to make sure the community is vibrant and helpful and willing to help and willing to be like active and stuff like that. So in principle, you should be able to come to Discord and say a lot of stuff there if you haven't already. I mean, you're there on Discord. I know you are, but just for other people. In principle, the community should be able to help with this as well. Some of the damage can't be repaired. Right, yeah. You're a mathematician that programs? Essentially, right. Like, I know the software development stuff that I need to know, but this goes back to a discussion we had a while ago, or a few days ago. People asked why I wasn't on a list of developers, and the truth is, I just don't identify myself as a developer, you know? It's just, I know what I need to know to get the job done, and I'm very good with, massively parallel systems. This is what I do. But that doesn't mean I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just a slight difference, Okay. This is the animation we made yesterday. I'm going to make a outline of where I'm going to go for the next few days. So let's open up Zernal PP. That's not how you spell. Let's try it again. Zernal PP. Move that over there. Ooh, okay, that was some recursion error. Whoa, what on earth is going on here? Holy cow. What just happened? Was there stream lag? Are you guys okay over there? What on earth? Let me check to make sure I didn't drop any frames there. Was my GPU just like overloaded? Is it overloaded from this playing of this video? What? Okay. Let me just maybe this video is somehow. Let me look at H-top. I'm using definitely not enough memory to do anything about, nor is the processing particularly. Okay, let's do watch NVIDIA SMI. Am I using too much graphics? Nope. Okay, I have no idea what that was. Okay, well, let me close this video since we're not going to be looking at it anyway. I don't think it should be using that much processing power, but hey, I need help with reading packets. I see this stuff I can't help with too much. I don't trust the Discord founders. OpenFaint was a privacy disaster. Right, I mean, a lot of people have considered switching to Matrix as well. It's just that everyone uses... It's the same thing. Everyone uses Facebook, Like, it's hard to get people to move, no matter what security reasons there are to move from it, They had great courses regarding programming and probably math including. No problem here. We're fine. Yes, no lag. Why isn't HTOP default installed? It's better than top. I think actually... Oh, yeah, I don't know. No idea. Okay, let me talk schedule. Schedule. Okay, so today is Sunday. I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, right? Okay, Frid. Now, unfortunately, this weekend, which would be Saturday and Sunday, I am going to be traveling to Alabama. So that means that okay, look, for the record, I know what you guys are thinking. You should be confined to your house. What are you doing traveling at this time? For the record, I've self-isolated for 2 weeks here in my own apartment. I haven't gone out at all. And I'm going to be traveling in a car, a very isolated space, with someone else who also self-isolated for 2 weeks. So it's it's essentially self-isolation on the road, you know? Um, so I understand that I probably shouldn't be traveling, but at the same time, I feel like I would much rather be in Alabama at my parents' lake house, and working from home there than working from home here, where I have super noisy neighbors. I can't get to sleep at night. This type of stuff. So it's just quality of life wise, it's better there. So I figure I should just go there, for a bit. And it's only a month. I haven't seen my parents in years, honestly. Like I haven't, because I've been in, Japan, and I really haven't talked to them in a long time, because every time I come home, we're always busy with a wedding or something, So I figured it'd be nice just to hang out with them for a month during the coronavirus times, and then come back here to work after that. So I do realize that I shouldn't be traveling, but I am. So we'll have Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so what's the plan here? Sunday, my goals for today are to finish up the animation that you just saw, and to finish up the algorithm archive article. My goal for Monday is to finish a visualization. So finish up Sir Voice, a visualization of Sir Voice's a calendar, and then also algorithm archive pull request. Right. So my goal is today I want to finish the animation, and I want to finish the algorithm archive writing. Tomorrow I want to finish up the table, which is the last visualization I really need to do, and submit the algorithm archive pull request. That gives everyone Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to do the review of the pull request if they so want to. Tuesday I want to write the script, and hopefully record the script. And then Wednesday and Thursday are going to be video editing days. Video. And then Friday is the day that I want to be able to have the video ready to go. So I realize that this kind of sucks. I was hoping to get everything out this weekend, but I mean, I think this is a reasonable schedule to get everything done. So that's where I'm at. And then on Friday, I'm not sure what we'll do. Maybe we'll move on to iterated function systems, something like that, if we have time for it. This gives me a day of wiggle room, because I'm sure I'm going to need the wiggle room, So I think that's okay. On Saturday and Sunday, again, I'm going to be traveling, but I'm going to set the video to upload probably Saturday. I don't know. I haven't decided how I'm going to do this. But I will probably set the video to launch itself on Saturday while I'm traveling. And the reason I want to do it while I'm traveling is twofold. One, it just makes sense to put it out while I'm traveling. But two, I get really nervous when uploading YouTube videos, like really nervous. Like I get like a pit in my stomach, and I just get really nervous. Every single time I publish a YouTube video, I would publish the video and then immediately go do something for 4 to 5 hours and just not look at my inbox, because I get really nervous about it. Because I haven't done it in a while. I'm sure I'm going to be really nervous as well. So this is when the video is going to be published. Okay, so that's the schedule, which means the animation and stuff is what we're going to be working on today, right? So this is where we're at. So I'll do the animation on stream, and then I'll finish up the algorithm archive off stream. So this might be a bit of a shorter stream, but we'll see. So would you say that the best way to learn to program would be not to get scared and do things? I think you're right. I think the best way to learn to program is just to do things, right? In my opinion. Presumably they've been self-isolation for a sufficient amount of time as well, your parents? Right, yeah, they also have. I can't sleep at night without an ellipse orbit, but whatever. I'm sorry, man, but like I'm not going to do the ellipse orbit. It's just too much work. At least you weren't ordered by gunpoint to self-isolate. That's true. Maybe it'll get worse in the next week, but seeing our government, I don't think that's going to happen. Martial law has been declared in Michigan. What does martial law actually mean? This is something I should probably look into, and I don't know. Let's see. 1 second. How do you... I'm going to have to Google something. Apparently someone was timed out from chat, and I don't know why. I have no idea, Zadison, why you were timed out from chat. I don't know, but as long as you're able to speak now, I guess that's fine. I am so sorry about that. I didn't realize that you were timed out. I just got your message right now, so I guess it's been fixed. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Let's see. What do we have here? Martial law has been declared in Michigan. I've not seen the news from the states yet. That sucks. In what areas does C++ have advantages over Julia for math computation and stuff? Honestly, nowadays, for math computation, I would argue that there are not too many advantages of C++ over Julia. What C++ does have over Julia is pretty much every other area, right? So I think C++ is still a bit faster than Julia in CPU computation, but if you're going to be doing GPU computation, specifically high throughput numerical calculations on the GPU, Julia is still going to be just about as fast as your C++ code, and it's a lot easier to write. So Julia has the edge there. But C++ is better for writing most other tools, graphical tools, things that you're going to be working with on your like operating system things. It still has a use. It's just maybe not so much in HPC anymore, but even so, it's still one of the most used languages for HPCs, besides maybe Fortran or something like that. Let's see. In New Orleans during Hurricane Katrina, martial law was declared for months. That's weird. It said I was timed out. 22 more hours. The time was left weird. I don't know. Why would anyone have timed you out? Like, that's crazy. The advantage C++ has is copious amounts of angle brackets. Yeah, it's like Palpatine's emergency powers. Don't forget its backward compatibility to C. Right, I mean, that's true as well, right? So if you have code in C, you can use that in C++, which is useful. I was hoping this was a MATLAB-friendly stream, but I'm deeply disappointed. Dude, it's not a MATLAB-friendly stream. You say MATLAB, and you're going to have like an hour-long rant about how much I hate MATLAB. I've gotten better. I now the rants are down to like 30 minutes, but man, I can still rant for a long time about how much I hate MATLAB. I wrote a short story about how much I hated MATLAB, explaining it. I mean, a short story length, like it was 15,000 words. I was super angry about MATLAB one day, and I just wrote all day, nothing else but how much I hated MATLAB. That was it. That was the whole day. I did nothing but write how crappy of a language it is, and it was nice. I actually enjoyed it. It's never going to be available to the outside world, but I just genuinely hate the language. I mean, you can't even do tree traversal appropriately in it. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, I'm not going to go into it. Let's talk about what we're doing today. So, from the video title, and probably because you guys were here yesterday or whatever, you'll know that we're talking mainly about Easter. So we'll talk about Easter. In particular today, we're not going to talk so much about the algorithm itself. We're going to talk about, more about visualizations that we need to do to understand the Easter algorithm. 3,000 pages. No, it wasn't 3,000 pages. I said 15,000 words, right? If I meant to say 15,000, I might have said something else, but I meant to say 15,000. I don't know what I said, but I meant to say 15,000, which isn't that many. It's okay. I hate MATLAB. I first learned it for data science and stuff a long time ago and totally effing hate it. And we're talking about the holiday too. Yeah, we can talk about the holiday if you want to talk about your favorite thing to do during Easter. That's totally fine. But in particular, we're talking about calculating the date of Easter. Whoa, I don't know what that was. Easter is the first Sunday. Well, we'll say Easter is the Sunday after what's known as the Paschal full moon, and the Paschal full moon is the first full moon. Oh gosh, full moon of spring. Now, this is an interesting. Oh my gosh. This is an interesting algorithm for a number of reasons. First of all, it's not really an algorithm, it's really just a set of computations, but historically it's very interesting. Basically, this particular calculation, the calculation of when Easter is, was so fundamental and was so necessary to compute every year that it was dubbed Computus. And by that, I mean, it was the number one thing people were computing every year. It was the only thing people had to compute. And for centuries, if not millennia, people were genuinely struggling to calculate this date. So much so that Gauss, the Gauss, the guy who came up with literally everything in mathematics, struggled to make an algorithm for it as well. And he made like 7 different variants of the algorithm. And we're talking about his 1815 variant here. So in particular, the reason this is complicated is because we have to calculate the Sunday after the full moon, which means we have to calculate first the lunar calendar. We have to use both the lunar calendar and the Gregorian solar calendar together. Whoa, let's try this again. Right. So the solar calendar is the one that you guys know. It's also known as the Gregorian calendar. You have 365.2425 days in every year. In the lunar calendar, you have roughly 29.5 days and each synodic lunar month, right? So to combine these two, right, basically there is a 19-year cycle known as the Metonic cycle, where it takes basically 19 years for the sun and moon to catch up again, right? So what I'm doing today is I'm doing a visualization of the Metonic cycle, and I'm also doing a visualization of the difference between 12 lunar months. Oh, let's try that one again. Lunar months and 12 physical months, or 12 solar months? I don't know. Solar months. Something like this. So this is what I'm looking for today. Oh my gosh, pretend I can spell and write. But that's kind of what we're talking about today. Let's see. I hope this is a MATLAB friendly stream. The weirdest thing is that it happened before I tuned in. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened with the timeout there. I'm sorry about that. I hate MATLAB first thing. Are we talking about this the holiday too? What is the top pet peeve with it, just from pure curiosity? Look, there's a huge number of pet peeves with it. I mean, the fact is, there's literally nothing about MATLAB that I can point at and be like, they did a good job with that. Besides maybe broadcasting. I think broadcasting was kind of nice, but the problem is if you don't broadcast in MATLAB, it's crap, right? MATLAB is absolute garbage at literally every single thing it's supposed to do, with exception of when you write things in matrix form, which is very rarely, in my opinion, very rarely, how you actually organically would express computation. Now, it is how you organically express mathematics, just not computation. So, you could write NaNoWriMo with that. Dude, I was really mad. There's a reason I haven't shown anyone it. I just got so pissed off, and I just wrote it for I did nothing for 24 hours, but write about how much I hated MATLAB. Oh boy, me and my girlfriend have had one fight in the entire history of our relationship, which admittedly maybe wasn't that long. It's been like a year and a half, 2 years. It was more like 20 hours of just writing. But the one thing we have ever fought about was MATLAB, right? Like at some point, she just said, just use MATLAB because that's what our boss says. Or my old boss used to say, and her current boss. And I just got really pissed off. I genuinely just, I just left. I just couldn't deal with it. I just left the room and I was like, I'm done. I didn't get angry at her, but I just got so mad. I just can't do anything about it. So your girlfriend's a MATLAB programmer. I mean, yeah. The truth is, I know the sane part of me says people use MATLAB. So if you're going to interface with that code, you have to use MATLAB to interface with that code. And I get that. It's just that, the other part of me genuinely hates it with a burning fiery passion. And I absolutely just cannot deal with anyone using or talking about MATLAB in my vicinity. Okay. How does that work? 19 times 365.2425 isn't a multiple of, maybe it's 30? Let me take a look at this Metonic cycle one more time. I know it's 19 years. Let's see. What do we? I'm gonna catch up on stuff here. I'm feeling good that finally I found a knowledgeable guy hating MATLAB. If you found a knowledgeable guy who does like MATLAB, I'd be very interested to hold a conversation with them because they're probably applied mathematicians, not programmers. Fun fact: our son's name is Sol. So, do you know the naming of the planets in Star Trek, like Ceti Alpha 6? By convention, we live on Sol 3, and we live in the only solar system because this is the only system with the star named Sol. Oh, let's see. There's no such thing as a MATLAB programmer. It's not a programming language. I agree with that, but let's not talk about that too much. Okay. This reminds me of the Taz versus Spaces from the show Silicon Valley. So Taz versus Spaces, I'm a space guy, but if someone tells me to use tabs, I will begrudgingly use tabs. If someone tells me to use MATLAB, I'll quit my job. There's a distinct difference between my hatred for the two. Tabs versus spaces, I'm like, look, I have a strong preference for spaces, but if you give me a reason, I'll use tabs. Like make files, you have to use tabs. It's fine. It is what it is. But no, if you tell me to use MATLAB, I genuinely will quit my job. Like I'm not dealing with that. The Star Trek theme puzzle on a bomb defusal game has a list of potential destination planets. Sol 3 is one of them. I always hope that it's correct to pick this time around. Let's see. I've heard the name Sol 3 come up in other shows as well. Right, I have no idea. I never watched Star Trek or Star Wars or Star anything. I'm not really into space. But yeah. Okay, so what we're saying here is the Metonic cycle is defined as 235 synodic lunar months, a period of which is just 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 33 seconds longer than 19 tropical years. Okay. Using these integer numbers facilitates the construction of a lunisolar calendar. And a tropical year is longer than 12 lunar months, shorter than 13 of them, and the arithmetic equality 12 times 12 with 7 plus 7 times 13 is equal to 235. Oh, I need to look into it. I need to figure this out. So it's not a multiple of 19, but I think it's close, apparently. Let me go up to, let me look at Computus on Wikipedia as well. Yeah, here it is. And let's just say, I know it's like 69. No. There we are. Okay. So it says that 19 calendar years were equated to 235 lunar months, which is remarkably close since 235 lunar months are approximately 6,939.6813 days, and 19 years are on average 6,939.6075. So it's off by 0.01 days, which is going to be roughly an hour or something like that. So, right. It's not exactly a multiple of 19, but it's relatively close. Let's see. Right. In the 19 and 19a comes from the correcting the mismatch between calendar year and integer number of lunar months. Okay, right, fair enough. Hey, NNG, how are you? Let's see. I'm in general a fan of the sci-fi thing, where to tell our planets apart from other stars and moons, our sun is named Sol, our moon Luna, and our planet itself Terra. Right, I mean, I've definitely seen this a lot. How's it going? It's going well. It's going okay. Thanks for asking. Is that what they call Earth, or do they call another planet as a joke? After the Latin. When is the first time you came through MATLAB, undergrad or high school? Oh, I didn't come across MATLAB. I saw MATLAB code as an undergraduate, but I didn't have to use MATLAB until my PhD. And I genuinely hated it. You know, I was already coding in Fortran, C, Python. What else did I use? I even used IDL. I used a bunch of different languages at the time. And then I was introduced to MATLAB. And it's just like going from all the languages that can express things in a clean and relatively consistent pattern, and then going to MATLAB was just like, everything had to be written in a MATLAB specific way to make it work, and it just pissed me off. I just couldn't deal with it. Like, let's see. Alongside Gaia, Blue Marble, Pale Blue Dot, sometimes they just call it Revlox. It's an emoji. Oh right, it's just an emoji for Earth. I see it on the side screen. Hey Trash Talk, how are you? Okay, so let's just keep working on this visualization. That's what we'll do today. I've got a pretty straightforward way to do this visualization. It shouldn't take too long, but again, I'm not planning to do a super long stream today. It's mainly just to get this visualization done, and then I'm gonna hide back in my hole, finish up the algorithm archive article, because again, I've got a schedule and I need to stick to that schedule. So this is kind of what I'm doing today, the animation and finishing up the algorithm archive article. And then tomorrow on stream, we should be able to make the survey, whatever it is, the survey calendar. And then we should be able to put up the algorithm archive PR for people to review. And we can go from there. So we generally use it for its control systems and simulation toolboxes. It doesn't make sense to try to write it from scratch. So in that sense, it's rather useful. You're talking about MATLAB, right? Yeah, so I will totally admit that MATLAB has good hardware. Like if you're going to use a language to interface with your experimental systems, you basically have two choices. That's LabVIEW and MATLAB. Of the two, I have a strong preference for LabVIEW because honestly, LabVIEW is actually a usable programming language underneath. Sure, it's graphical and it's kind of annoying, but it's at least usable when compared to MATLAB. Like you can't do tree traversal easily in MATLAB. You can actually do it in LabVIEW. you know, and it's fast. LabVIEW's relatively fast for what it needs to do. But not MATLAB. Nope. It just does everything wrong. Absolutely everything wrong. But I'm not going to go into this. If you guys keep talking about MATLAB in the chat, it will turn into a MATLAB rant, and I just do too much of that. So I'm just going to move back to the visualization, and I'm just going to not talk too much more about MATLAB. Okay. So let's go ahead and show, let's try that one again. There we go. So let's show the visualization one more time. So this is what we did yesterday. We've got the sun, the earth, the moon. The moon is revolving around the earth. Look, I know there's a bunch of problems with this, you know. Tesla man over there is telling me they're not in elliptical orbit. Right, yeah, you're right. It's not elliptical, you know. My girlfriend, when she saw this animation, she was like, man, that moon gets really close to the sun. I'm like, yeah, okay, I know. I understand. I'm sorry. It's just, it's not meant to be like a physical simulation. It's just meant to show the difference in the cycles between the solar cycle and the lunar cycle. That's all this is for. Anyway, like, quit nitpicking it. I mean, you can, but like, you know, it's not meant to be nitpicked in that way. So I'm going to go ahead and get this orbit scene up to date. And also, I guess I'll just have this up in the... I'll have this playing up in the upper left-hand corner while I'm doing this visualization, just to have some flair on screen. And a lot of people tend to like that. And we're going to move this down to... Ooh, that does not fit, does it? Let's move it there. Perfect. He's going to ban me and his girlfriend if we keep doing it. Wait. No, I'm not going to ban you for talking about MATLAB. That's fine. I just, you know my preference. I genuinely hate the language. So, you know, if you keep talking about it, it's just going to turn into a MATLAB stream, you know? The clock has moved an hour yesterday night, so you're early. Oh, wait, when does daylight savings time start for you guys? It started for us a few weeks ago, so, right, I guess maybe it starts different for different, I thought daylight savings time always started at the same time for everyone yearly. I was really hoping, there we are, daylight savings time. Daylight savings time and summertime is a practice of advancing clocks. DST isn't a standardized thing. Okay. But the thing is, like, almost every country does it. Well, okay, more countries do it than don't. Well, okay, that's not true, but I think it's kind of useless as an idea, but that's okay. It changed today, at least. Okay, fair enough. It probably changes at different times. But most of Europe uses it, and the US uses it. You know, a bit of Australia and New Zealand uses it. So most of the English-speaking world, I would say, does use daylight savings time. That's what I would say. I don't know if that's true. Am I the only one that has no idea when this happens, since all the clocks on phones automatically adjust? Oh, I don't, like, I've got a phone. Well, I don't really even have a phone. Like, on your computer clocks will adjust too. The closest thing I have to a phone is this tablet. And there was a day, a few, like maybe a month ago, whenever the clocks move forward. So Japan's don't. Yeah, feel free to post a link, Digimu. Japan doesn't do daylight savings time. For the past 5 years, I didn't deal with daylight savings time. So a few weeks ago, all of a sudden, I wake up and I'm like, man, did I sleep in an extra hour? I don't think I've ever slept in this late. And then I'm going around, I'm trying to figure out what time it is, and I just couldn't figure it out. And so then I look at my clock on my, on my oven, and I'm like, okay, well, I seem to have an extra hour. And then I look at my computer, and then I was an hour off. I was genuinely confused. I don't think I'd been that confused over the time ever in my life. I don't know. I just was so unused to it, and I hadn't considered it, you know? Apparently a large portion of Arizona doesn't even do daylight savings time. Oh, actually, that's true. I didn't notice that. Arizona's the only sane state, I suppose. Let's take a look at this link. Why is the old heliocentric model of the solar system boring and incorrect? Oh, yeah, it's definitely, there's no doubt that what I'm drawing is incorrect. No doubt whatsoever. But I'm just saying that it's just a depiction, right? Like, it doesn't have to be correct. Apparently, a large portion of Arizona doesn't. I can share a link. The animation is also, this animation down here Yeah, actually, I think you're right. This animation is also incorrect because they're too circular. They should be elliptical. So. Oh boy. The thing is, if you look at the geocentrism like view image here, and let's just make it bigger, I guess. Look at the planet's motion in geocentrism, and how you have to bend over backwards to really, you know, how are you going to appropriately describe the motion of any of these planets in the geocentric model? It just doesn't make sense, you know. If I recall correctly, it's something to do with the orbital plane not being perpendicular to the sun's movement. Oh yeah, that could also be true. I don't know. Yeah, that could definitely be true. Yeah. Okay, so let's keep working on this animation. I'm going to do something very straightforward to begin with, and that is I'm just going to create I'm going to create two bodies of the same size of the Earth and the Moon directly under the Earth and the Moon. And then I'm going to create a second set of bodies. So we're going to have Earth, like a vector of Earth. We'll have vector... Yeah, I guess we're going to have a vector of Earth. But maybe I don't want it in a vector. We'll see. So basically, I need to pause the simulation at 2 points. One is the very start, and the other is after 12 lunar months. So those are the two things that we have to pause at. So let's go ahead and do that and get this underway. So we have an Earth radius, a Moon radius, and I guess what I'm going to do, just to see if this works, I'm going to create a second Moon and a second Earth. Yeah, let's do an Earth vector. Yeah, let's do an Earth and why not? Right, seems fine. Geocentrism is an update of the firmament model wherein the Earth is flat and the sky is fake. Maybe. I haven't heard that model. I don't understand what you guys are talking about. The Earth is flat. Let's see. If I recall correctly, oh, never mind. Oop. What's this? What's your vector, Victor? Let me grab this real quick and let's see what we got. And then we'll get started on the visualization. We got to get it done. Our motion through space isn't a vortex, but something that's far more interesting. The helical model. Right. I should probably read this in its full because at this point I'm just skimming and looking at pictures. A lot of science is really, it's just a picture book really. That's most of science. Let me see. I feel like I got a message and I don't know, does Facebook do this thing? For me, Facebook Messenger does this thing where it doesn't update appropriately. I don't know if this does this for anyone else, but for me, it definitely does that a lot. Where like, you know, I'm trying to read something or like I don't get a message all day and then all of a sudden it updates all at once. I don't know. Too long didn't read Einstein would like to have a word. I've had that problem. If you're talking about the browser version. Right, it's specifically the browser version. 6 Granny Smith, thank you so much for following. Really appreciate it. Okay, let's create our vector of suns and earths and all this kind of stuff. So we have auto sun. And I guess what I'm going to do... Oh, I don't know the type of sun or earth in this particular case because I used auto. So I don't know how I'm actually going to do this. Okay. So we want a vector of whatever Earth is. So I guess I'm going to open up whatever, GathVL. Projects GathVL. L is here. Let's go to VI, I guess visualization. There should be like a visualization test. .cpp. And of course, all of these are using auto as well. That's why I hate using auto in C++. Okay. That's why people use IDEs. Why would they say our movement is a vortex? I thought it was helix. Right, so what I need to do then is I need to figure out where... what does STD make shared provide? So this is going to be make shared ellipse. So this is going to be a shared pointer. Let's see. So if I just take something... yeah, okay. This is why I don't like using... It returns STD shared pointer ellipse. So can I just do the following? STD vector of STD shared pointer ellipse. Will that work? Probably. Okay. Then I want to make it size 3. I don't know if that'll work. Shared underscore. Oh, right. PTR. Okay. I don't remember how vectors work in C++, so I'm just going to, we're just going to call them Earths. Is there such a thing as an Easter egg algorithm? But in this case, maybe an array. Oh, right, because we know it's going to be 3, so it doesn't have to be a vector. So we'll say std ellipse Earths. Is that it? It's not going to change in size. We just have 3. We have 3 Earths and 3 moons. So we're going to call them moons. Maybe there probably is an Easter eggs algorithm. I'm sure there is. I just don't know it. I don't know how to do this. So I'm just going to pretend I know how arrays work. I should know how arrays work. SD shared pointer Earth moon. I can't believe I forgot how to do arrays in C++. I'm an idiot. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to say Earths of 0 is going to be equal to that. We're going to say Earth of 0, add another 0 here. We'll do moon of 0. Oh, this is so silly. Okay, let's go here. And we're going to say moon color. The moon color should be the same. We'll just have the moon color the same, but we'll modify it later. Oop. Thanks, Addison, by the way. I'm sorry, guys, that I've completely forgotten everything about C++. I haven't used it in a while, and you know how it goes. Okay, so we have moon 0, moon 0.size. I'm going to have to add 0 for all these guys. Earth color. Not the bad joke thing. That's okay, let's go here. Add a 0 there. And I suppose a 0 here. And here and here. Okay. So this should, in principle... well, let me fix it down here. So we're going to say... Oh, no, and it should moon 0. Oh, crap. Okay. Oh. What am I doing? Why am I so bad at this? Earth next. Earth's next. Yep. Next. Okay. Oh, dagnabbit. I'm sorry, guys. Let's look for all the moons and fix them. I know I could search and replace. That's probably what I should do, but I'm not going to because I'm just not going to. You guys just can deal with it. Ah, crap. Okay. I'm going to add some spaces here just because I feel like adding spaces here, and you guys, again, can just deal with my bad programming. Okay. So now we have to go down here, and we're going to fix all the Earths and moons again. And we'll go from there. Death Heart 1, thanks so much for following. Really appreciate it. Okay. So we have the new location for the Earth, and again, this is going to be Earths of 0. It should be Earths of 0 location. And the next one should be moon. Moons of 0. And this one should be moons of 0 location. And now I think this should compile. Maybe. I'm just, guessing, but I think maybe. I probably didn't need to space that. That seems okay. Okay, let me just see what happens. Let me just see if this compiles, because it probably doesn't. Let's try this again. Hey, Digimu. Let's see, G++. Of course it doesn't. Crap. Okay, let's fix all these guys. Earth of 0, let's go to 43. Earths of 0. And then we need another one. Moon's color. I don't know why I just did that. Why did I do that? Of course that's wrong. Of course that's wrong. X. Let's see. Moon's color, moon's location, and the world add object moon and Earth. So we need to add just the object of Earths of 1, of 0, and moons of 0. And then this should provide the same visualization we had before. See what happens. Okay. Control C, MPV, same visualization. Nice. Okay, so now we're just gonna have to do the same thing. And just have 2 more moons and stuff. We'll get it. We'll get it. Oh, why am I so bad at this? Let me catch up on chat. Death's Heart, I'm trying to figure out... Oh, I didn't say hi to Death's Heart. I only said hey to Digimoo because he said hey twice. And I only saw 2 heys, not 1. I'm trying to figure out coding. I'm stuck. Right, feel free to ask any questions you have. I'm not going to pretend that I'm like the best developer in the world, but, you know, between everyone here in chat, I'm sure we could chat, you know? Like, if you have questions on how to get started or something like that, there's certainly people who can help. So feel free to ask, and we'll see what we can do. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a for loop here. Right, so I'm going to do a for loop, and we're going to say, make shared ellipse. Right, SE make shared ellipse, Earth, moons. Right, so these are defined. So there's a for I equals... Oh boy, I equals 0, less than 2. Plus I. Okay, whatever. I don't care anymore. Nothing matters. And we're going to do that. Just add some spaces in here. There. Okay. And we're just going to do Earths of I. Hi, stuck, I'm dad. Oh, man. Let's go here, there, and there. Right. So now we're just going to add all the Earths and moons. So let's just go down here and say for I equals... yeah, we'll do the same thing. I equals 0. Actually, let's just define... Yeah, let's do it this way. I less than 3. And then we'll do plus I. So we're adding all of them. And go down here. And now we're going to change these to I's as well. And I think... Oh, what am I doing with my life? Gosh, how did I get here? What... RI here. Eston, thank you so much for the raid. I'll catch everyone up in just a second. Let me just do this. 3, right, compile, and yeah. How was the stream, man? I hope it was doing okay. Oh my gosh, why can't I remember C++ syntax to save my life? I'm just so used to Julia now. There we go. And now we'll run Gauss visualization, and then we should have a new video appearing, I think. Come on. MPV, and we should see not what I was expecting. Okay, we'll just let this play while we catch up on chat. Right, how's the stream? I hope it was okay. Yeah, what do you do? Talk about life, liberty, you know, pursuit of open source software, whatever. Okay. Hey, new people, join us Discord. Let's see. Can't figure out the algorithm yet. I'm trying to get from the knowledge that it's English to putting an algorithm together. Honestly, putting an algorithm together is an incredible difficult thing to do. Like, it's not straightforward because algorithms are more applied mathematics than they are programming, usually. Which means if you're going to try to figure out, like, how to write an algorithm for something, you got to know the deep, terse, difficult to understand mathematics for it. And that's not easy. So, you know, keep that in mind. Eston, thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate it. It was a good stream. Yeah, what'd you do? For those of you who may be just jumping in, you haven't seen this stream before, hello, welcome to Simuleos. We primarily focus on 2 things. One is the Arcane Algorithm Archive, which can be found here. It is a online educational resource to teach about algorithms, think numerical recipes, but kind of mixed a bit with Rosetta code because every single algorithm we have is available in a plethora of different languages. If you're interested in the project, you want to help out, feel free to go to GitHub, where you could probably review a lot of the algorithms and stuff that are currently available there in different languages. So if you have a knowledge of Rust, for example, and there's a PR open for someone who just wrote something in Rust, you could learn the algorithm and then help review that code in Rust. Really, we're just trying to make sure that the Rust code is readable by another Rust developer, something like that. Let's see. We also have a YouTube channel, which is just Leos OS here. It's got 63.7 thousand subscribers. We're about at 64,000. I should do something for that, I think. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I'm right now working on my next visualization for the next video of Gauss's Easter algorithm, which is a combination between the lunar and the solar year. So we're doing a visualization of these guys, and that's where we're at. Let's see. Disclaimer. Orbits aren't elliptical because we're only trying to visualize the relative periods of the orbits. Right, yeah, that's... Why is everyone so mad about the whole non-elliptical thing? It was a good stream. We do electronics design. We were making improvements from FPGA development board that I make and produce. So also technology related, but slightly on a different layer than what you do. Actually, Esden, I've got a question about FPGAs. I thought the people that are also following me will appreciate your stream, what you do. Hey, I really appreciate that. But also, question about FPGAs. What do you do to program for FPGAs? Like what? So a while ago, I tried to get into them, but I didn't know how to use them for anything but like sparse things, you know? So like, I'd love to chat a bit more about FPGAs. We can either do it here or we can do it like on Discord or something. People have been constantly telling me that I need to get into the FPGA game, and I have not done it yet. Proteus __, thank you so much for following. Really appreciate it. Okay. But right, guys, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, ideas, anything like that, feel free to let me know, and I will totally do that, or totally talk about it as soon as I see it in chat. Is that a real fireplace in the background or just a front? It's honestly just a front. I wish it were a real fireplace, but it's just whatever. For some reason, whoever built this house decided they wanted a fireplace there, and then they removed it. So it is what it is. Okay. So big question here. Why don't we have 3 moons and 3 Earths? That's the question. And I'm not asking philosophical here. I'm just saying, like, why don't we have 3 Earths and 3 moons? I created 3 of them. So we have Earth may shared ellipse. Earths of I make shared ellipse. Add animator. Right, we should have 9 objects. Oh, rather 7 objects on the field, but we only have 3 again. Did I forget to... Did I not do something? Let's see, what do we have here? So we're adding the object of the sun, and then let's see, for I equals 0, I less than n frame, world.update I, cam encode frame. Did I just do something dumb? Let me just write and compile one more time, because I feel like that's what you do on this stream. You just write and compile things. Gauss visualization. Move over here, Control C. MPV. No. Okay. Is it because... I'm only adding the movement to... Earth 0 and Moon's 0. So the idea was that we should have had 3... So we have the sun, the Earth, and the Moon. And we should have had 2 moons and 2 Earths that stood exactly in place and didn't move. Right? Because I'm only adding this animation here, which is, you know, adding... I'm only adding it to Earth 0. Like, I'm only updating it to Earth 0. Unless somehow there's a pointer, some sort of pointer logic going on. But that shouldn't be the case. Yeah, that shouldn't be the case. Let's see. It says incinerator from MATLAB books. Put some LEDs inside the fireplace front. I could. I hate MATLAB. Are they all over each other? Right, so maybe. I'm trying to figure that out. Your question is pretty broad. It really depends on the problem that you want to address. FPGA are very good if you want to do simple operations in parallel, and a lot of them. But they are also very good to prototype and build a custom CPU, if that's what you want. They're also very flexible and could be considered to be one layer lower level than CPU or GPU. An FPGA can be a CPU or GPU, but not really the other way around. Right, yeah, so I do GPU programming. That's what I focus on primarily for my actual work. So that was why the questions of FPGA came up mainly last year for supercomputing. And it was a question of, should people be offering FPGAs in their supercomputers from here on forward, this type of thing. And that's the stuff that I'm interested in. Valgrind is so mean to me when I'm looking for memory leaks. I'm sorry. Has a great beginner FPGA workshop. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll take a look. Thanks. See, what do we have here? There. But we can chat on Discord later, and I can try to explain things better to you, or you can ask me questions. How are you initializing the array? I am initializing them as up here. I forgot how arrays work in C++, so maybe there's something going on there. You can make custom hardware exactly tailored to the workload using FPGA. GPU, you still have to put it in terms that work for how the GPU and CUDA cores are designed. That's true. It's definitely a hardware thing. Do you like C++? I used to like C++ way more than I do now. So back in the day, like a few years ago, C++ was the only way that I could basically code GPUs, right? Like you could use Fortran, but C++ was the way everyone was doing it. But now that Julia exists and you can do GPU programming in much easier in Julia for just the same speed, it's I don't know. I kind of prefer Julia to C++ now by a significant margin. And almost all the code I write nowadays is in Julia. Does it have to do with the zeros in there? Why would it have to do with the zeros in there? Sorry. Well, let me see. How about Oh, you're talking about... So I defined them all to be at... Okay, what if I change their location? So we do Earth location plus... and we're just going to do... we'll just do 100 plus I. So I'm going to change their location, and then we're going to see what happens. So we're going to do plus... let's just do vec of 100, 100. I think this will work. Move over here, compile that. Maybe the notation is wrong, but I think that's fine. Gauss visualization. Oh, no, that's not going to do what I wanted to do. Ah, crap. I want to do 100 times I. And then another 100 times I. Right? So it should be... Let's go there. What is it doing? Oh, boy. Okay. Well, let's see what's going on now. No, that didn't do what I was expecting it to do at all. If you guys like HPC, there's a genome assembler that's... You're mixing I's with 0. Where am I mixing I's with 0? Where? I don't know where. I don't know where that's happening. Because it should be specifically zeros here. On this lower. Add animator calls. Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's probably it. Thanks. Yep. So that and that. And this and that. Okay, let's try that. Oh no. I don't know what that error is. I think I know why it's caused though. So let's just go there. Write that. Let's try that again. And there. Okay, give that a second. And now I think you're right. Thanks, Addison, for that. And this should... Okay. Not do what I was expecting. Let me... Control C out of here. Okay. Well, that broke the visualization. Earth's a 0.size. So what do we do? Let me just take a look here. So we are doing Earths of I is going to be make shared ellipse. Earth color, Earth location at vector 0, 0. Its size is going to be initially 0, 0. And then we're going to say from frames 10 to 30, the Earth's I of size is going to go from vector 0, 0 to vec 30, 30. And then the X... yeah, that should be fine. I'm not seeing a problem there. Okay, I'm not seeing a problem with any of this. So why does it break? If you guys like HPC, there's a genome assembler that's excessively popular that we use every day that someone optimized for different instructions. Sets to speed it up by 2.4. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I can take a look at that. I mean, it'll just... I'm not going to read it here on stream, but, you know, it'll be there. It'll be up. And then I'll look at it later. Actually, let me unpin this tab. And there. Cool. Right, I already looked at that. Cool. Yassine... Oh, actually, Glazek13 and Yassine... Iron 13, thank you so much for following. Really appreciate it. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'm so sorry. Let's go here. Let's do MPV. Oh, that one worked. I don't know what was happening with the previous visualization, but hey, whatever. I don't care. We got this one working. Cool. Okay, so my goal is to basically pause the visualization here. Not there. Let me try that again. pause the visualization. Wait, I got this. I promise I got this. There. So close. To show that the moon is in a different phase here. And then I also want to pause it after 12 lunar months, which should be around, I'm going to guess here. Oh, there. I think that should be 12 lunar months. And so I want to show that there's a difference between these guys and then a difference between the moon's location. The moon's location when the two Earths coincide. So basically after 12 lunar months, I want to show there's a difference between the Earth, and after 12 solar months, I want to show there's a difference between the moons. That's what I want to show. Let's see. There's also newer Icebreaker FPG workshop. Yeah, I'll take a look. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. FPGs are something that like people constantly talk about, and I've never found a use in what I do. But that's also because I do predominantly like computational physics, and I just don't think FPGAs have broken into that space yet. Why with every algorithm AAA games release, there's always a new GPU driver update needed? Doesn't it have to be the other way around? I know nothing about games. I don't play games, nor do I write games, so I don't know anything about this. So I don't know. I don't even know how graphics drivers work. That's not what I do. So I know nothing about this. I'm so sorry. I do GPU computation, which is a bit of a different game. Okay, so let's go ahead and get those done, and then we will let's just get this done. Okay. So the next thing I need to do is I need to think about this. I need to think about how long I want the simulation to run. So if the frequency is 0.1, oh boy, I need to think about this a lot. How long does the simulation need to run? How many frames does this need to move forward? Okay, so let's see how we're updating the movement here. So we're saying for int I equals 50, I less than end frame. So 50 is when all the celestial bodies have been aligned and like defined. They're in the scope. And then we're saying to the end frame, we're gonna do a simulation. And I think we don't want it to go to the end frame. We want it to go, let's see, what's the frequency? The Earth's frequency is 0.1. So what does that mean? That means that if we are going to run this simulation for how long? How long until the Earth goes back around? How many frames do I need to put in here? It's common for a driver to actually include game-specific optimizations. Yeah, I could imagine that. Alternate shader, run faster, default game ones are used instead of the game ones. Oh no, the Earth is going to crash into the other Earth. No, it's okay. This isn't. It's not that way. You're probably right that computational physics is more in supercomputer CUDA computing realm. FPGs are widely used in experimental physics, though. Oh yeah, definitely. I've heard of experimental physicists using FPGAs for a number of things, but not theoretical or computational work. It just isn't in HPC space yet. People are trying to find uses for it, but they haven't yet. From what I've seen. Again, this is all from my own experience. I can't sit here and talk about things I don't know about, right? Well, I can, but then, I wouldn't be any better than, I don't know. I just don't want to talk about things I don't know. That's just not what I do. Okay. Let's see. I got a notification, but I don't know what just happened there. Okay, fine. Let's just keep going. Okay. So how many frames do we need this Earth to move? We need it to move, what do we need to do? Okay. It has a frequency of 0.1. Okay. So that means I'm going to guess it's going to be 50 to, let's see, how many frames a second is that going to be? And what's the time step? So, oh gosh, let's calculate this out then. Okay. So we know the circumference of the circle is 2 pi r, right? So we know the radius. We know 2 pi. Okay. So we know this is the distance it has to move. We know its omega is going to be equal to 0.1, and the time step is going to be equal to 0.1. But what does that mean? What's the time step equal to? That means every frame, it's going to move 0.1 seconds forward, right? So this means we have 2 pi r. We know the radius. That's fine. It's just the Earth radius. And then we have omega is equal to 0.1. So how long does it take? There's like an omega r or something like this. time is equal to omega r. What am I looking for? Am I looking for the period? I think I'm looking for the period here. I think. Oh my gosh. Angular frequency. I think I'm looking for the period. So I think that's just omega. Omega is equal to 2 pi over t. So it'll be 2 pi times the frequency. Okay. Nope, that doesn't make any sense. I'm lost again. I need to think about this again. Just guess at the total needed number of frames. And try guesses until it's right. I told you to use period instead of frequency. Yeah. Yeah, probably should have used period instead of frequency. Too late now. I mean, we could go back. But, okay. So what I'm looking for then is we're looking for the total amount of time until it returns back to where it was before. So that means that we're looking for the period, and the period is just going to be 2 pi over frequency. So if it's 2 pi over frequency, and the frequency is going to be equal to the period being equal to 2 pi over frequency. So that's going to be basically 2 pi times. Let's just plug it in. Let's just make up a number and let's just go with it. Num frames is going to be equal to int is going to be equal to it's going to be 2 times m underscore pi divided by frequency, which is going to be the Earth frequency. Okay. And then, let's see, that's going to give us a time, but since we're looking for the total number of frames, and we know we have a time step, which is going to be, we're going to have to divide this by the time step, which I think I called time step. What did I call it? Yeah, I called it time step. Let's just see what happens. I don't know what this is. So it's going to be 50 plus num frames. Trust me, I've got a PhD. I know what's happening. I promise this is going to work. Adamant1965, thank you so much for following. Really appreciate it. Divide the period by dt instead. I think that's what I just did. That's what I tried to do. Gauss visualization. Control C. Should be up. Okay, so we've got this going. Come on. It looks good. Stop where I want you to stop. Otherwise, I have to do more math. Yeah! All right. Look at that. Beautiful stop there. I'm going to have to add one. All right. It's like I almost know math. Okay, and we're also going to have to stop it after 12 lunar months. Crap. Yeah, okay. We don't technically have to stop it at that point. JKC0, thank you so much for following. Really appreciate it. Okay, well, let's just think about what we have to do next. All right, we're going to write this. And we're going to do g++/Gauss visualization. Move over here. I still say that using frequency is more fiddly than necessary. Right, I just don't know how to conceptually do this with a period instead, so I need to think about that. And I'm really bad at the whole thinking thing, if you couldn't tell. So, okay. So, how do I want to do this? I'm going to then... The nice thing about this visualization is, bam, you see the two of them, and you see that right when the... you can see that the moon is in a different position. So, moon here, moon there. I think that's nice. It shows you what, it shows you what you want to see. Okay, there we go. Done. So, now I need to stop it at some point. And how am I going to do that? So let's just put this in a for loop, because that's my solution to everything. So I'm going to say for int j equals 0. Then we'll do j less than 2. And then we're going to do ++ j. Add a little squirrely bracket there at the end. Add another one down here. Okay. we're just going to add some spaces in here. Okay. Theta of 0 is equal to 0. Theta of t is equal to 2 pi. Theta of t is equal to 2 pi t over t. Okay, right. Yeah, we could do that as well. Yeah. Let me get some water. I'm kind of... I already have the frequency thing done, though. You know, it's too much effort. It's too much effort. It's too hard. Okay. So what I need to do now... Oop, I'm sorry about that. I just hit the microphone. Oh, no. No, actually, that's not going to work, is it? Okay. Let's do... I'm going to do something really dumb. Oh, shoot. I'm going to waste computation. No matter what I do, I'm going to waste computation. It doesn't matter. No one cares. So let's just do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about this, guys. I really am. J. Int. If. Oh boy, what am I gonna do here? No, I'm trying to think of the visualization I want. Let me go back up here and let's explain what I'm trying to do. And then let's do this the right way instead of doing this in a fiddly dumb way. Okay, so we have the sun, the earth, the moon. They're all moving around doing their thing as the earth, the sun, and the moon do. I promise this is what they actually look like. No doubt this is what they look like. I want to stop the simulation here. Ah, crap. I'm going to stop the simulation. 1 second. Here. Roughly here. After 12 lunar months. That's what I'm looking for. Ah, so close. Try it again. So I need to stop the simulation in 2 places. Right here. Oh, that's pretty good. After 12 lunar months. And then again when the earth and when the 2 earths coincide. So, and then I need to draw a line connecting this earth to that earth. And then I need to draw another line connecting the moon to the moon. Right. So that's what I need to do. So how am I going to get one of the earths? I have 3 earths on the simulation right now. How do I get one of them to stop here? That's my question. And that's what I'm gonna try to figure out. So, I was gonna do this thing where I just moved both earths around, right? And then, how many frames is a solar year supposed to be? Yeah, so that's the thing. We don't really know, do we? So a solar year is just whatever num frames is. And num frames is going to be 2 times m pi over Earth frequency times time step. Measure distance. What I need to do is figure out the number of frames until 12. You should probably swap the 2 loops and stop updating others. Yeah, you're right. That's what I should do. That's correct. Okay, now we need, so we'll say, instead of num frames, because that's kind of a vague notion, what is num frames? Who knows? So we're going to call it Gregorian year. And down here we're going to say frames. And down here we're going to call it Gregorian year frames. And then, yep, that's good. So now we need another int, which is going to be the lunar year frames. Whoa, look at that. Ah, crap. Okay. Does your video player have a frame advance function? I think VLC does. I don't know what that is. You should probably swap the 2 loops and stop updating others. I think it depends on whether he has it bound. I also don't know what that means. So the answer is no. I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay. So, let me see. I don't understand what is going on here. 1 second, I have to check something on my side screen. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, okay. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting weird notifications on my laptop, but it's not showing up anywhere else, so I think it's probably fine. MPV has frame step and frame back step, probably. It was correct before Clappy Derp, or why you put that loop inside. Wait, I'm confused what we're talking about. I don't know what we're talking about now. If you edit your config files to enable it, you should make it so that a button of your choosing steps forward a frame at a time or backwards a frame at a time, so you can stop video exactly the frame you want. Right, I'm sure I can already do that. I just don't know what that. I'm sure I can. It's too much effort right now. I mean, it's fine. Okay, so lunar year frames. What are we gonna do here? Okay. Let's see. It says map frame by frame, step forward, backwards to mouse wheel. That sounds awful. Why? That's like. Okay. Okay, we'll see. Okay. So what do we need to do here? So we can figure out. Right. I get the idea. Yeah. So the lunar year frames is just going to be whatever the solar year frames is. And then we're just going to multiply that by 19.5 times 30 divided by 365. There we go. That's a total number of frames for the lunar year. Shoes, thank you so much for following. Really appreciate it. Right, and how we're going to do this. We're going to have some sort of... Okay. So what we have here is we have... Oh, yeah, let's just go here and say final index. Int index is going to be equal to 2. Then we're going to say if... Actually, let's just do this. dd p up indices equals 2. There we go. It's going to do this to indices. Okay, and we're going to say if let's see, I is greater than lunar year frames minus 50. Okay, and then we should do yep, something like this. We'll say indices, something like that, maybe. Let's go here, g++ / Gauss visualization, and then we're just gonna Control-C. That should give us a visualization. We'll see what happens. So here we have the two of them going around. We should see one stop. Okay. Right. Let me think about this. If you edit your config files to enable it, you can make it so that a button of your choosing steps forward a frame at a time or backwards a frame at a time, so you can stop a video exactly at the frame you want. Right. I think I'm going to start a new video project, My Little Pony Season 1, but every time it passes the Bechdel test, it skips to the next episode. That's the test where there's like the Bechdel test, I think I know this one, but I don't want to be wrong about it. Yeah, this is where like two women are talking about something together that doesn't have to do with a man. It asks whether a work features at least two women who talk to each other about something other than a man. But aren't like most ponies girls? So in that case, isn't it like the moment it opens up? Or am I wrong about that? What do we have? Why not make it so it gets faster instead? 13C, thank you so much for following. Really appreciate it. Okay, so the Gregorian year frames should be the same. The Gregorian year frames should be the same. The lunar year frames should be 19.5 times 30 over 365. Just to make sure I did the calculation right, Julia. What is 19.5 times 30? That's going to be 500. Oh, okay. Right. I understand now why I'm an idiot. It should be times 12. Let's try that one again. Gauss visualization. And we're just going to run that visualization, see what happens. Okay, so we have the Earth. It's doing its thing, going around. And we should see something stop there. Why did it go slower? Why is it slower now? I don't understand. What just happened? Oh, I do understand what just happened. Idiot. I'm such an idiot. Okay, I understand totally what happened there. Okay, I understand. Right, this needs to be changed to J, first of all. And we're going to do J there. And J there. Okay. And should probably work. Gauss visualization. And let's see what we got. Okay. So we have everything moving. It still seems like it's going fast, doesn't it? Okay. Right. It stopped at approximately the right spot. But why is it going fast exactly? It's because Earth theta, we're adding this twice. So let's just dd here and let's paste it there. And let's do the same thing for the moon theta. dd, paste it there. Okay. The scale seems a bit off. The scale of what? Okay, so we have the sun. Yeah, okay, it seems to be fine. Why is everyone so mad about the whole elliptical orbit thing? Why did that stop all the way up there? I know they are elliptical. I totally know they're elliptical. But like, everyone's really like mad about the whole elliptical, or they're not mad about it, but they're like, oh, I'm not, this whole algorithm is dumb because, you know, it's not an elliptical orbit, it's a circular orbit. And you're right, circles are ellipses. But, you know, yeah, it has to be, right? So let's see. Do I have the Julia shell up anymore? No, I don't because I deleted it. So let's open up Julia again. 19.5 times 12 is going to be 234. It's 29.5. Not 19.5. Okay, let's try that again. And then hopefully we'll have a visualization. Okay. Cool. Let's see what that looks like. So we should have... Okay. Not quite right, but closer. Maybe it should be plus 50. Let's take a look at this. It should be 29.5 days in every lunar month. 29.5 days in every lunar month. And then we should be seeing that it's 254 days. Oh, 354 days. Yeah, okay, that's almost right. Almost right. It should be stopping just before that. So should be stopping... It should be stopping like right there. Okay. So I feel like I'm off by a few frames now. The problem here is that the frame of reference is changing as the Earth orbits. Calm down, bot. Oh, it's Botchaleos. Let me see. Circles and ellipses. Could you use the algorithm to find the day's maximally distant from Easter? Well, I don't know. Maybe. The orbits aren't even elliptical. Maybe are the whole inner loop body in an if? Let's see. So that's correct. It's 12 lunar months. Right. That is correct. It's 12 lunar months. But maybe what I need to do here is change this to a... I'm a few frames off. Why am I a few frames off? It's a few frames too many frames. So if I change this to... maybe I just don't need the... What if I remove this? What does that do? No, I need the plus 50. There's no way. I definitely need the plus 50. Let me think. But the moon isn't... So it's supposed to be 12 lunar months. So it should be when the moon is in, like, basically the same phase there. Yeah, so it's, like, opposite there. I can finagle the frames a bit. Like, I can just add some frames to it. But I feel like I don't want to mess around. You know, like, I don't want to... We know analytically what this should be. And it should be... where am I? Oh, wrong terminal. So it should be... Should be plus 51, shouldn't it? But it looks like it's closer to, like, plus 25. Is it because I don't have the synodic month right? Okay, let's see what we got here. Lunar month. The synodic month should be 29.53. I mean, that has to be... Interesting. If I do like 25 frames here, let's do 30 frames. I'm sure this is going to be like almost identical to what I want. I think it's plus 50. Yeah, it could be. But one frame off isn't gonna radically change anything. I don't think. Right. Also, I'm having this... The one thing I don't like about this visualization is that, like, anytime I pause it... See how there are, like, 2 balls on the screen? Oh, wait, maybe... Is that only because I'm moving 2 objects at the same time? Oh, that's perfect. That's, like, almost identical to what I want. It's supposed to be, like, radius outward and then radius outward, right? Because there's synodic months, so it's the Earth plus Moon. So if I change this to, like, 32 frames... I don't know why 32, but like if I just change it to 32 frames, that's like identical to what I was looking for. Yeah, what do I change to 29.52 though, is the question. Because 29.5, if I change it to 29.53, let me see what we have. Here's the visualization, and... Yeah, that looks super good. The sun's here. I think we're off by like 1 frame. G++. But I don't know why we're off by 1 frame. And I'm probably going to have to increase the resolution a bit when we do this for the actual simulation. Like the time resolution. So 31, you can't just have a magic number in there. Oh yeah, but that's so good because you have the sun here directly in phase. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, so the question is why is it 31? And I don't really know the answer to that. 50 minus 0.03 times 12. Oh, no way. No way. Is it really just a 5-3? No way. Okay, fine. It's Addison. You're right. I'm sorry I ever doubted you. You said, it should be, so this should be minus 50, right? No, it should be plus 50. It encodes an MP4 video, yeah. Is the start frame at frame 0 or frame 1? But I don't know. I think frame 0. But yeah, the animation here starts at 50 because that's when all the objects are available. Yeah, it starts at frame 0. So if we add 50 to this isn't, I don't think this is going to be right. I think this is going to be too long. 1 second. Yeah, that's too long. Let me see. The lunar frames should be... what? I'm just messing around with numbers now, trying to get something to work out. Like I'm not even trying. Let's see. Crash Test Zombie, thank you so much for following. Really appreciate it. Okay, so here we have the objects coming, and it's going to stop there. Yes, that's too soon. So why is this wrong? 29.53 times 12 divided by 365. Okay. If I is greater than lunar year frames, it should be, if we add 50 to it, it's too far. 29.47? Before 7 is not right. Let's do plus 50. Let's see. G++. Gauss visualization. And we'll do MPV once this is done. That doesn't look right either. Yep. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That's still wrong. Thanks for streaming. Not sure how you can find anything with all these these terminals open, but I respect it. Yeah, I don't know how people do it with an IDE. Honestly, like I don't know how to use IDEs, and I never have. So like whenever people are using like Atom or something, I get completely baffled. You know, it's the same thing like when people have like code with a whole bunch of syntax highlighting. I'm lost. Like I have no idea what's happening anymore. Guys, I will be right back. Sorry about that. Give me just a minute. In the meantime, yeah, I mean I'll be back. Just give me a minute. So I'll just put this big so everyone can watch it. Maybe make it full screen. I'll be back in just a minute. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, back. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and catch up on chat, and then we'll go from there. What do we have here? Calling Adam an IDE seems generous. Thanks for streaming. Let's see. Animating Easter, watching MP4 video. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to go for a bit. I swear Adam used to be good when all of its packages worked. I'm not saying correlation is causation, but it seemed to be much better before Microsoft bought GitHub. Are these related? I had no idea Adam was even related to GitHub. But that's a whole nother can of worms. I'd like to dig in MPEG-1 though. I don't know. I think we're using MP4, not MPEG-1. Animation Easter. I'm noticing a lot of scanline problems. What are scanline problems? I was wondering why you don't use syntax highlighting. I find it very useful. But what most people call an actual IDE, I find annoying too. But mainly because actual IDE hides a lot of options in menus and dialogues, and I find it super annoying. Just give me a makefile on a computer. Right, I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. And I can use a text editor of my choice. Right, I agree with that. I just find syntax highlighting annoying. I can't read code with syntax highlighting on. That's just how it is. 420 Salma, thank you so much for following. Really appreciate it. He doesn't use syntax highlighting because he's already gotten good at reading syntax of code by eye. Two-color highlighting. And highlighting then adds useless extra color. Basically, yeah. It's just based off a bunch of calendar cycles. Right. Hold on. What's time step? The time step is just it's just defined. It's defined as every frame moves forward X seconds. So time step is going to be 0.1. That's what time step is. So yeah. So 0.1. So it should be 0.1. I don't know what that means. Radians per frame, I guess is what we're looking at here. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know people were so against Atom. I just know a lot of people use it. Can't even indent C properly by design. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know much about it at all. So I probably shouldn't have. I didn't realize people were so passionate against it. I know other people in my unit use it. So. Okay, so 29.53, we know that's the actual value. So let's just put that in there. But what if it's 30? No, if it's 30. So if Earth frequency is 0.1 and time step is 0.1. Yep, keep going. Then the moon sidereal month is 27 days, 7 hours, 43 minutes. Right, sidereal, but we're looking at synodic, not sidereal. I do like Sublime Text, though. New VI versus Emacs wars may commence. We've had our VI and Emacs wars. Wouldn't the number of frames be 2 pi? It should be 2 pi. Well, it should be 100 times 2 pi, right? That should what it should be, 100 times 2 pi. Yep. So it should be 600 something frames or something. Yeah, so we've had plenty of discussions about Emacs and VI and Vim and all this kind of stuff on this channel. We do that a lot, actually, probably too much. Okay. I don't think the time step is 0.1. I think it is 0.1. The whole simulation is 1,000 frames, which would mean at about this point here, right? So that's the point. So this should be at there. Okay. So that's at what? What is this? 11 to 12 seconds, something like that. At 60 frames a second. I mean, that would mean it should be at about 10 seconds. That's about right. Right? Because we have 50 frames initialization. Then it's about 600 frames around at 60 frames a second. So that's about 10 seconds. That looks right. I mean, I could do more rigorous math here, I guess, but just, seems fine. What library are you using to render a video file? Right, so we have our own library that we generated. Gathros wrote it. It's called GathVL. It's what I used to use for all my animations, and what I'm currently using for my animations. So, yep, you can look at it. I can give you a link. Let's see, algorithm archive. algorithm archivists here, and then it's under our group here, so it should be GathVL there. There you go. Yeah, so we it's not as advanced as Manum. Also, it's C++, not Python. And it's using Cairo as a vector library backend, but I like it. It's nice. I like the visualizations it provides. Some of the stuff you have to be kind of careful about, but it's mostly okay. Let me see. Oh, I just deleted the chat. I'm so sorry. That was not what I meant to delete. Ah, crap. I'm sorry, guys. 1 second. I can't believe I just did that. That's like a total noob move. I haven't done that in years. Okay. Join Simu LAIOS. Clear. Okay, welcome guys to another episode of Simuleos. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. Let's see. Bashula is saying, but get back to work in Esden. Okay, I can still read the chat on the side. It's just no longer on screen. I'm so sorry about that. I hope you guys aren't mad at me. Hence the anger in the chat. Okay, so I might... Hey, Core FTW. Foldster, thank you so much for coming in. I hope, and anyone who might be lurking in chat, hey, thanks for being here. Okay, I am... You're dividing by Earth frequency and time step, which are both 0.1. Right. So that would mean that we're at... It should be 600 and... So the number of frames is 100... No, it's 200 times pi. Right? Yeah, it's 200 times pi, which should be about 6 seconds. So, like, or 10 seconds. It should be almost exactly 10 seconds, like 10 seconds plus change. So you're right, not exactly 10 seconds, but it should be roughly 10 seconds plus change. And then when we have 50 seconds for everything to be created, that's roughly 11 seconds. So I think everything is fine on that end. Okay, so 29.53. What's 29.53? Let me just... Oh, yeah, you can't see the whole thing because... So I've got a bit of a problem. My monitor is 16 by 10. But in order to stream to Twitch, you can only stream 16 by 9 resolution, right? So there's a bit of like blank space down here at the bottom of my monitor that you guys just don't see, that only I can see. So... What are you doing? We're doing visualizations of planets and stuff, trying to understand when Easter is. It's really complicated, man. Like, I don't even know. Easter's complicated. I don't even know why people celebrate it anymore. It's just too complicated. We should just give it up and celebrate another holiday, like, I don't know, Easter 2. Okay. Where's the Julia shell I just had? It was here. Okay. Let's open up Julia. Let's just do 29.53 times 12. Okay. 354.36. Let me go back to our sketchy... Oh, no. The chat left. Let's go back over here. And let's just go to our sketchy Easter website, which should be bookmarks, Easter algorithms. I hope I didn't have anything like embarrassing under those bookmarks there. I don't think I did. Now I'm kind of worried about it. And it says that the number of days... Let's see. 354 days. And this is 354 days as well. So it's off by 11 days. That seems fine. Okay. There's no way I have Pornhub on my like favorites there. I don't even go there, you know? Like it's not let's see. Let's see. So this ratio is correct. Let me just to be clear, let's just change this to Gregorian year frames, so we don't do the computation again. Okay, so that should be the correct number of frames. And we will go to, it should be 51 plus, and if I is greater than lunar year frames plus 50, then we set the number of indices to 1. Did that do anything? I'm just going to recompile. Sometimes I just like to recompile, you know. Some people, you know, they like to play video games, you know, they like reading books. I just like compiling things. It's what I do. That's my life. Actually, that's kind of true. I don't know if any of you guys had the pleasure of building wine over and over and over again. But I used to be hardcore into Linux gaming. Like I really, really loved Linux gaming. And I would spend hours not playing the game. Not playing the game at all. I would just spend hours compiling wine over and over and over again so I could just run the game perfectly. And then I would post on forums saying, this is the best setup I got to run the game. And then after I said, this is the best setup I could get to run the game, I never actually played the game. I just like made it so I could run the game very well on Linux. And then I sent the information out and I stopped. Too bad Valve had you beat. I mean, back then Valve didn't exist. Or, I mean, it existed, I'm sure, but like I didn't know about it. Let me just put some magic numbers in here again. And maybe for today, we leave the magic numbers in, and then we go from there. Once I built Thrice, I rage quit. Wine is rubbish. Yeah, their Linux gaming efforts are relatively new. Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, obviously, Valve existed, but I didn't know about Valve, because I didn't have Steam or anything like that. So I only knew about Valve when, oh, this is actually relatively close, isn't it? It needs to be a few more frames. If I just turn this to 30 again, what do we get? Is this weird, some weird integer thing going on that I'm just not paying attention to? Like, is there some sort of... It should be 32? Well, let's see what happens. Okay, MPV. And then we'll have some sort of magic number in there, and we'll figure it out a bit later. I'm somehow off. Why am I off? Am I off by a day? Oh, see, that's perfect. Why is it 32? Why is it 32? Please in the comments tell me what we're doing. Right, so, okay, here's what we're doing. We are calculating the date of Easter. That's literally what we're doing, okay? I'm not, this isn't clickbait or anything, it's what we're doing. So, to calculate the date of Easter, you have to find the first Sunday after the first full moon of spring, right? So spring, according to the Pope, is March 21st, right? So to find the next full moon, what you've got to do is you've got to figure out where you are in the lunar cycle, right? And figure out where you are in the Gregorian calendar and have these two things sync up. So what I'm showing here is a visualization of the Earth revolving around the sun and the moon revolving around the Earth, and showing that after a full Gregorian year, which is a full solar year, the moon is up here, right? So it's not in phase as it was before. And after 12 lunar months, the Earth isn't in position, right? So the issue here is that the lunar and solar years don't match very well. So this visualization is simply showing that the lunar and solar years don't match, and that causes discrepancies between the when we're trying to calculate Easter. That's what it shows. I'm sorry. 29.545 rather. My calculator says you get that from 25.54. Oh wait, 29.5657. Why is it so far off? Let me take a look at our lunar months here. 29.53. And you're saying 25.54. Whatever, I'm just putting in your number, and I'm just going to comment that this number seems to work, and I'm just not going to worry about it. So let's do 50. And then it's 29 point... What? Should be... What? How does that make sense? How is this increasing, is my question. When I... Okay, let me just... Oh, okay. Okay, wait. You might be right. Let's do 2524. Okay, let's do 25.5. Pretend I can talk. Okay, so let's do that. Let's see what this does. Right. So now we're going to do Gauss visualization and see what this does. Come on. Okay, let's go. Okay, so it's going to keep going. Oh boy, if this is it. I'm gonna be very sad. No, it's not it. It's not it at all. It's still wrong. Is it because we're casting this onto an integer? It shouldn't be. Gregorian year frames is gonna be like 600 something. Did you re-render? Yeah, I did. But I mean, I can do it again. G++. Okay. I'm going to keep working on this for another 30 minutes or so, and then I'm going to get back to writing the algorithm archive chapter after this, and we might have this bleed over into tomorrow. Darn. Okay. So, the Gregorian year frames, am I just doing something dumb? So the Gregorian year frames are going to be 51 plus Gregorian year frames. So this should be lunar frames plus 50. Let me just, for notation's sake, because, add this to 51. Okay. And then, that. Okay. So then, our lunar years are off. And actually, I'm going to do something else here. I'm going to say... I'm going to actually let this go through 2 cycles in the end. Just because I feel like it going through 2 cycles. So let's give this 1,500 frames in every video. And I'm just going to let it go through 2 cycles. So we're going to say Gregorian year frames is equal to this. And then we're going to say... let's see, 2 times. And then we're going to say Gregorian year frames. Ooh, let's try that one again. Something like that. This is just because I think it's going to look cleaner if it goes through 1 full cycle and then it goes through another cycle afterwards. Gauss visualization. Okay. We're going to let that render. MPV here. So here we have the visualization. But the thing is, we need to be able to mathematically find everything. Because I'm going to be increasing, I'm going to be decreasing the frequency for the actual simulation. And the reason I want to do that is so that I can get a cleaner... so if I pause this video at any point, it looks like there's 2 moons on screen, when in fact there's only 1. So I'm going to basically do the interpolation slightly differently when I actually do the real video. So there's a few other things that I need to modify with this. Why are there 2 moons? It's just because it's because the MP4 interpolation is not perfect. So that's why. It's this is half of, so the way this visualization works is it shows frame 1 and frame 2. So it draws frame 1 and it draws frame 2, right? But what this is showing is frame 0, 1.5 or something. So it's halfway in between the 2, right? So it's showing both frames 1 and frames 2, right? Instead of showing just frames 1 or 2, right? And that just has to do with how we're... is it interlaced video? I don't know what interlaced means, so probably not. Sorry. Yeah, so I need to figure out how to fix that, but that's something slightly different. I don't know if we're going to be able to get the number magic. I don't think we're going to be able to get the number exactly right now. So I'm just going to put down the number that we know kind of works, and then we'll worry about that later. So let's say I'm just going to put a big to-do statement in here. To-do. Figure out exact number for lunar cycle. Okay, see over here. Run that. Forgot I was in C++. Try that again. Okay. Gauss visualization, and let's take a look at what the video looks like afterwards. From here, I've got something else I need to do anyway, so I feel like I should do that. And the next thing I need to do after we have this done, so let's just take a look at this video. And then I will need to change it back to 29.5 and 365. No, I think this will do the same thing, which says to me that probably there's some sort of weird integer logic going on that's ruining our computation, I feel. Oh, you're right. Crap. How are you? What? I'm going to change all these to doubles. Because it doesn't matter if it's an integer or not for the statements there. Yeah, 1500. I wanted to go through a full cycle. That's what I wanted to do. And let's just add 50 to this. Okay. Yes, yeah, I wanted it to be 2 years. That's what I wanted this visualization to be of 2 years. Oh, shoot, you're right. Nope, I'm an idiot. I'm a complete idiot. Of course, that's not going to work. Right. Okay. Yep. I understand now. Okay. Let's make it just 1 year, because otherwise I'm not showing what I wanted to show. Yep. Okay. Because otherwise the moon and the earth are... Okay. I'm not able to speak today anyway. Let's just go here and let's do G++. Gas visualization. And then we'll take a look at that when it's done. Oh, man. You're right. That's not going to work. Okay, let's see what this turns out to be. Okay. It's going to keep going. I just turned them to doubles, but that's not going to do anything. Yeah, it's just as wrong as it was before. Okay, I don't know why those are wrong. Okay, so the next thing I need to do, there's two things I need to do. Let me just put this into... Let's just put that back to 32, and then we'll deal with that later. Okay? Yeah, I know, yeah. Okay. Yeah, see, that's what I want. That's identical to what I want. Perfect. I just don't know why this is perfect, and I don't know. I just don't understand. Okay. So the next thing I need to do is I want to draw a line from this Earth to that Earth, and from this moon to that moon. So I guess it's going to be... Wait, which way are they rotating? They're going around that way and that way. So that means I want to show... I'm going to have to show an arc from this Earth to that Earth and this moon all the way to that moon, right? So I need to draw an arc from the location of the original moon and the location of... Right. So I have all the locations. I just have to draw an arc from here to there. And that's the next thing I need to do. So I'll draw an animated arc just going from one Earth to the other Earth and from one moon to the other moon. And then we need to color it. And there's a few other things I need to do with this animation. But we're getting there, right? Let's see. I've made an odd discovery. The first several episodes of My Little Pony take 2.5 minutes on average to pass the Bechdel test. Huh. Are there that many guys in my... I thought like every single character in My Little Pony was a girl. That's what I thought. Am I just wrong? Hold on. Okay, I am holding on. Which is mostly due to the theme song. And that most of the episodes start with Twilight talking to Spike, who's male about something. Ah, right. Human moment and use 27.32 times 13. Okay, let's try that. Yeah. How about, okay, for the rest of the day, we'll just try to figure this out. Okay? And then we'll come back and finish the visualization tomorrow and draw those arcs. So you want to do, why times 13? Why not 12? Okay. See what this does. Change 32 back to, yeah. Yep. Okay. And then we will run that. Sorry, I screwed up the music. My bad. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, we'll let this run. And this should be slightly Yeah, this should be slightly longer. Is this simulation... Oh, what? How did that happen? I'm confused. What? 27.32 times 32... Or 27.32 times 13 over 365. What is that number? So we'll do 27.32 times 13. That gives us 355.16. Which is remarkably close to the 354 that we're looking for. So that's not bad. I'm gonna change this back, and then I'm gonna I don't know. I just don't know. How about I commit this? I'm just gonna commit this, and then I'm gonna look at the Gauss field code and see what we need to do next. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's go ahead and do write and quit. Git status. Git zif Gauss Easter.jo. Okay. Git add Gauss visualization.cpp. Git commit -m. What am I going to say here? Adding multiple planets, Earths, we'll say, and moons to Gauss visualization. Visualization. To show, what am I looking for? Metonic cycle. Okay. And actually, I'm actually gonna do something different real quick. Let me go into VI Gauss Easter.jl. Do I need It's okay, I'll worry about that later. So git push origin master, and now you should be able to find it on Simuleos if you're looking for it. Crumborg 10. Hi James, your notebook is really well written. I enjoyed reading it, although I did not understand all the code. However, the math and most of the physics made sense to me. Yeah, right. So the idea there is if you are trying to understand an algorithm, you should be able to read the math or the physics or the code. And the idea is that you can switch between languages and find a language that you can understand so you can read it in code as well, right? We are specifically not doing pseudocode in the algorithm archive because my personal experience and the experience of many people in this community at the time was that pseudocode doesn't help you understand. It can help you understand, but you can't implement pseudocode, right? By implementing it in C++ or Julia or whatever language, you can more easily, I think, understand what the actual code is doing, you know, by seeing loops in there, by seeing this kind of stuff, you know? So the hope is that I'm very far from where I want to be with the algorithm archive, but we're getting there slowly and surely. And I'm genuinely trying to make it a point this year to turn it into something that I'm proud of, that we as a community are proud of. That's what I'm shooting for. So that's where I'm at. Unfortunately, guys, I think this is where I'm going to end today's stream for a number of different reasons. I think this is a good stopping point. I'm kind of baffled, and I kind of like ending stream on a baffled note. I don't know why, I just do. And so I think this is a good place to go. There's still more to do with this visualization, but I don't think we're so far off schedule. I still need to finish writing the algorithm archive stuff. So I'll do that tonight. That's my goal for the end of the night, to finish up the algorithm archive stuff. And then after that, I'll come back tomorrow. We'll work on more of the visualization and finish up all the visualizations we need. And we should be good to go from there. That's it for now. Tomorrow I'll be streaming from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. Wait, one note. I do technically have a lab meeting starting at 5 o'clock p.m. Sometimes this lab meeting goes a bit over, so I might start a bit late tomorrow. But there's a lot of work to do, and actually I'm really happy to start doing visualizations again. This is a lot of fun, and I'm glad you're here. Let's see who's online, who we want to raid at the end of stream. We have not too many people. We have CM Griffin, who we can raid. Botes Live. Let's do CM Griffin. Why not? I feel like we can do that. Okay, so we'll do that. If you haven't already, please feel free to join us on Discord. Discord, where we can chat about this stuff. Also, there's a lot of work still to be done, so I appreciate you guys joining us and hanging out and chatting there as well. Let's go ahead and start that raid on CM Griffing. Raid CM Griffing. And right, thank you guys so much for coming in. Have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time it happens to be your time. And I will see you guys around next time for the next episode of Simuleos. Again, hopefully tomorrow. It might be a bit of an issue with my lab meeting, but I think it should be tomorrow. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.